can't even tweet. Sometimes you really want to say something that you know that you feel from the heart, but then you can't say it because you know a lot of brands are gonna be calling, oh yeah, your artist just did this. For
Yeah.
example, I'm gonna say this: our telecommunications companies like annoy the out of me, and once in a while I just want to go and make that outbusted tweet about
Yeah. Yeah.
about them, but then I can't because I know there's
Like a branded deal.
yeah, there's too much politics behind it.
Yeah. What's your most controversial opinion?
I know most of the times people say at the end of the day, marriage is the ultimate goal. But you guys need to understand that men nowadays do not want to get married. However much you people like to pin it on women, women don't want to get married, but at the end of the day, it's the ultimate goal. But have you seen how men don't give a about marriage?
What's been the best day of your life so far?
My best day.
And I like asking people who don't have kids this because everyone who has kids, the day my kid was, enough of that. What's been your best day so far?
I have a couple of those,
Yeah.
by the way, but the day I got signed to Swanks, that will always be a special day.
What do you miss the most about being a normal person like us? What do you miss the most?
Yeah, like
Because now you're a celebrity. There's certain things you cannot do, you know?
of course, you miss normal life, just having a casual walk on the streets, not having that too much attention.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the reasons as to why I don't even hang out so much. Because, yeah, you can come in a place like this, for example, where we are, it's called what?
Zest.
Zest. You can come to Zest, and then almost half of the crowd here, they have their eyes on you. I would want to be in a place where nobody gives about me.
Hi guys, welcome to the podcast today. I am very excited to be introducing my next guest. But before I even get into that, I want to let you know that we are at Zest, which is a fantastic little cozy spot in Kololo. You need to fall in and have yourselves lunch, drinks. So due to popular demand, and I mean popular, I'm going to be introducing my next guest. I'm super excited to have her on the podcast because let me tell you, she is an icon. Singer, songwriter, dancer, just basically badass artist. She signed to the biggest management label in Uganda, Swangs Avenue. In case you don't know, now you know. Allow me to introduce the one, the only, Azawi. Yay! Welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. This is my first time meeting you,
Yeah, it is.
having a chat. So I
No,
can't
but don't
wait.
expose me because I be telling people, Azawi is my girl, man. She's coming through.
Okay. There was a part where you say dancer, and I believe so many people out there are gonna be shocked because
Yeah.
a few days ago I was getting cooked on the internet for being a very pathetic dancer. They actually compared me to Apis. If someone can compare you to
To
Apis
in terms of dancing.
in terms of dancing, that means you're really, really bad at it. At it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a good dancer. Maybe I'm not. But
Like, you are a dancer though, right? You dance.
okay,
As
I
long as-
wouldn't say that I'm deep into it. But you know, you can't do music and fail. You know, to shake your body at one
yeah.
point. So yeah, I danced one time, beats there and there. But I wouldn't say that I am that prominent dancer that I would kill a routine like that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The truth is, as long as you can move your body a little bit, you qualify as a dancer.
Yeah.
I recently asked my friends, this is so random, but I recently asked my friends, if you had to choose between being an extremely good musician or an extremely good dancer, which one would you choose?
Of course, I'm gonna pick what I am already.
Exactly.
The musician.
Yeah.
Dance, I don't have the legs for that, man. I don't know. I don't have the bones for that. Those guys risk a lot.
Right?
The injuries.
Mm-hmm.
No, the energy. Of course, singing at one point requires you to have that, gas and energy and, fitness. But I think the dance is on another different level.
right?
Yeah.
So I told my friends, like, for me, I would want to sing. But then they were like, but are you going to start singing in the middle of Zest? Like, but you can dance in the middle of Zest, but you can start singing. I was like, listen, I don't care. I would rather sing. But anyway, I'm glad to have you. Welcome to the podcast. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Recently, Songs Avenue released the Songs All Star album.
Yeah.
And a little birdie told me that you wrote about songs of the album.
I wrote a couple of songs
Yeah.
on that body of work, and for me it was just an honor and a blessing to, because everyone that was on that project is massively talented. All the artists that are part of that project are great artists. Talk about Winnie Nwaji, Vinka, Zafarani, Elijah Chitaka. We feature Apers, Joshua Barak. So for me, it was just an honor, sharing my creativity with those artists and being able, to write stuff, and we when we get to share it with the world. It was, for me, I I try as much as possible not to see what I do as a job. For me, it's more like a lifestyle. Like music is part of me. It's a part of me. It's my life. It's how I live. So because I feel like when I start taking it as a job, then it's gonna be things are gonna get too serious, and I don't like that. It's gonna even have an impact on the way I create, because now I'm creating to sell, or
Yeah.
I'm producing a product for the market, and I don't want to be like to have that perspective of what I do. I want it to be just a thing that I do out of passion. Of course, at the end of the day, if it pays off, well and good. We thank God, but I it's just a lifestyle. It's just my life. It's
Yeah.
just how I live, how I breathe, how I walk, how I talk. Like, yeah.
And it's kind of interesting that you've kind of tackled what I wanted to ask next, which is, what is your creative process? Because writing songs, let me tell you, I've said this before on the podcast that there was a time when I was an aspiring rapper, but I couldn't. I
Really?
couldn't write my own raps, right? Like, what is your creative process? How do you sit down and write a song and be like, okay, yeah, this is how it's gonna sound, this is how it's gonna go? Like, how do you create?
It varies. I would say, like, every song has its own initiation that's different from the other. Before I even like start penning down or writing or coming up with melodies, things are already happening in my mind. Like, I can be here and I tell you, I have a song in my mind. Like, I don't know how it's gonna turn out in reality, but in my mind, I see it, flowing a certain way. So first, the idea starts within the mind before it's even out there in reality, and I'm more motivated with the way the instrumentation is flowing. For example, there's sometimes where like you have to create where the beat is already there, where the
Yeah.
track is already there. And then there are instances where you have to create from scratch, like the beat is not there, so you create with the producer. So for example, songs like Bam to Tedda, the beat was already there. So I had to have a conversation with this beat. Like, the beat came in with a saxophone at some point saying, "Beep, beep, 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 beep." So I had to find a way of responding to that. Like, I had to create something that responded to that saxophone. Like, I don't know how, it's more like a conversation. Like, when you hear the beat, it's like the beat is telling you something. So you also have to uh, flow with it. You like, if you try to do something that doesn't communicate or that does not connect well with the beat, it's not gonna you're not gonna feel it.
Yeah.
So, but then there are instances where songs like Pate Mood, Slow Dancing, I just entered the studio and I told the producer, okay, this is what I have in mind. Can you start creating the beat? And then maybe I start writing a few lines. And then before we knew it, the song was already there. So I would say it's more like the first time like you meet a guy meets you and then you start having a conversation, he tells you this, you respond, from one moment goes to another. So it's more like it's more like a relationship, I
Right.
would say, the relationship between the artist and the beat. If and you would feel it if someone was, on a song, and then you don't feel that chemistry. You would feel it even when the record is out, because you don't feel that connection between the artist and the beat or the instrumentation. So it's it's a spiritual thing. I don't know if people understand it. That's why greatest greatest artists were so emotional about their craft. Like
Yeah.
it's a soulful thing. It's a deep thing. It's not just jumping on a beat and shouting and saying what this and this. It's an emotion. It's chemistry. It's love making.
Yeah.
It's deep. I don't know if I make sense.
Yeah, you make sense, and you're so passionate about it, which I really admire. Because I like that you say, first of all, me, I always thought that artists create after the beat, right? But the fact that you can create before the beat, I feel like
Yeah.
that's even genius level.
Yeah.
Now you've shared your creative experience in or creative process somewhat. What inspires you when you're writing, when you're creating? What's something that inspires you?
Honestly, it can be anything. Like, inspiration can stem from different dimensions. Uh, One, it could be a mood, or something that I'm experiencing, or it could be like another person's experience. Sometimes it could be a thing that I landed on the internet. So it like inspiration can come from anywhere, anywhere. Like, for example, I would say a song like Majid, like, you know, the way I came into this game was such an abrupt, occurrence. Like, it wasn't something that was planned, it just happened from nowhere. So I've been talking about this story for some time. Like, you go to a record label thinking you're just gonna sell them your music, but then it turns out that these very guys want to invest in you and make you be the artist of your own craft, and you sing it out there for
Yeah.
the people. So I wanted to sing something that inspired people that have a dream, that wanted something, that had like I don't know, that were desiring something in the future, or wanted something big in their life to happen, or were waiting for that breakthrough in their life. So when I wrote that song, it was more about, speaking about, like, you can be there thinking that, someday you're going to make it. So you have to just keep on doing whatever you're doing, believing in yourself. I know, of course, hardships are going to be part of life, but then that will never define who you are. Like, what defines you is what you're going to be in the future, and how you work around it, and how you work on it. So it was more of an inspiration song, because me myself, my story is very inspiring. How far I've come, and how I've turned to be in just a period of 5 years. I don't know, like, we've seen so many artists who have been in this game for I don't know how many years, but they can't, like, equate to the achievements or the name that I've built for myself as an artist. So it was more of, me writing. I came up. I think in this generation of Ugandan artists, I think I'm the only artist that has written a hit album, like, as an album that came out and everyone appreciated it. And and for that very reason, so many people started, indulging albums. Many people were like, oh my God, you just have to, singles are very manageable. It's an easier product to market, or people will receive it, easily. But then when I released that album, I made so many other artists believe that, you know what, you can actually create a body of work and people embrace it, for as long as you prepared yourself long enough. That's why you've been seeing a lot of EPs, a lot of albums. This was stuff that was done by artists from, the previous ages,
Yeah.
the likes of Maddox. Artists of this generation did not believe that it could be something that can actually work. Like, you are putting all your cream songs in one box and, giving it out there. So, aren't you gonna starve yourself in the next, I
Yeah.
don't know, a couple of years? I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, let the music do its thing. Whatever happens in the future, it will, be meant to happen. But right now, it's an album, and we're gonna do it. I know it is risky, but if you wanna, win, if you wanna do something amazing, if you wanna, like, have a stance in a field that you're very, very passionate about, you have, of course, to cross the line. You have to make risks. You have to take certain steps that are dangerous and scary. So I'm not going to listen to what people are going to say. Even for the concert, I don't know. Many people were like, oh my God, she's hosting a concert in a period of, I don't know, was it like, I was like maybe 2 years and a half in the industry. And like you don't have your fan base.
Yeah.
You like, well, how can you even host a concert in such a very big venue? You don't even know the kind of fans that you have. So I feel like it's too early for you. But bro, when I did that concert, it sold out.
Yeah.
Can you
Numbers
imagine?
don't lie.
The numbers don't lie. So it was all about, making, don't not listening to what the other people have to say. It's just about taking the risk and doing it despite the odds and
Yeah.
taking that step.
I like that. I like that. First of all, I like that you talk your shit because personally, me, today is the first time we're meeting. The first time I heard you was 2019. I was still working on radio, and the song that I had was Queen Mino.
Yeah.
And did I pronounce that correctly? First of all,
Yeah, Queen Amina.
So I remember telling someone, we're like, I like this chick and I think she's gonna go far. Like I feel she has like a star quality. I just feel it. And here you are,
Yeah.
one of I feel like our biggest exports in Uganda. So yeah, you are. You're a star. And I
so-
like that for you.
Yeah, so like it's
But a lot of people before they break out, before they become stars, they be doing music like in the background. How long were you doing music for before you got your big break?
honestly, I've always been a music girl. Like,
Yeah.
Always, for some reason. Because I remember before I even got like officially signed, I was used to just sing in band. Of course, the moments where I went to studio and wrote my own, made my own music, my own records, and some of them I could sell them to other artists. But of course, I had the dream that, maybe one day it's going to be me, doing this thing. But it wasn't like really a prominent idea in my mind. It was just a thing that, I used to think about once in a while. Because for me, what I wanted was to go on campus, graduate, get a white collar job or anything. If it fails,
Really?
yeah, if it fails,
What kind of job did you want to do?
of course, I was doing accounting. So of course I was.
So you were going to be an accountant?
Yeah, because I was. It was something that I was majoring in.
Yeah.
Of course, my plan was if I finish my degree, of course, I'm gonna have to go somewhere and make a little money, and then come back and do CPA or SCCA, and be a proper certified accountant. So
Yeah.
it was the plan. But music, like, I didn't see this coming. However much I really loved it so much, I didn't see it being the main thing for me, and being going so major like this, like the way it is right now. Like I didn't see that coming.
What do you miss the most about being a normal person like us? What do you miss the most?
Yeah, like
Because now you're a celebrity. There's certain things you cannot do.
of course you miss normal life, just having a casual walk on the streets. Not having that too much attention.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons as to why I don't even hang out so much. Because, yeah, you can come in a place like this, for example, where we are, it's called what?
Zest.
Zest. You can come to Zest, and then almost half of the crowd here, they have their eyes on you. I would want to be in a place where nobody gives about me. You understand?
I know.
Yeah.
And
Where,
yet-
like, I can't even tweet. Sometimes you really want to say something that that you feel from the heart, but then you can't say it because a lot of brands are gonna be calling, oh yeah, your artist just did this.
Yeah.
For example, I'm gonna say this: our telecommunications companies like annoy the out of me, and once in a while I just want to go and make that outbusted tweet about
Yeah.
about them, but then I can't because I know there's
Like a branded deal.
Yeah, there's too much politics behind it.
Yeah.
It's that you like you have to be so well behaved.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes away that freedom of you being expressive about certain things that you really want to. And of course, I don't know, like a few months ago, I've been very vocal about, the level, the our affairs as a country, how things are being run in the country. And, that breeded a lot of attention that, you know what, oh, you're just an artist. You shouldn't be involving yourself in, politics. And I can understand that because so many Ugandans are very ignorant about civil education. They think that when you speak about affairs of your country, then you're becoming a politician. And that's so really dense and dumb. Like, I I I pay taxes and you pay taxes. You should,
Exactly.
yeah,
You should know. You
you
should
should be
want to.
concerned. Yeah, you would
Exactly.
really want to know how that money is being spent. You should be concerned
Yeah.
because right now it's raining and our city is flooding. People losing, businesses. People losing their products and merchandise because of the floods. Because the city's drainage is very improper. So, like when I use my platform to say certain things and then people, don't really understand it. For me, it just surprises me. Like, I feel like even the educated people are so ignorant, and it's very disappointing. It's very I don't know,
Yeah.
underwhelming. So
Yeah, as a nation, we are not very, how do I say this? We are very laissez-faire
I don't know.
about certain issues.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like, as long as there's a party somewhere, people are okay with that.
yeah,
So,
so it's the thing that comes with this life that
yeah,
everything has to be sieved.
you're under
Yeah,
scrutiny.
yeah, everything is under scrutiny. So it's of course it can be really very uncomfortable at some point because you really want to. I'm in this position. I have that attention. Of course, I'm supposed to use it. Maybe you don't know where my voice can reach,
Yeah.
and people, make amends and do some changes for the proper benefit of our country. But I don't know, like this life, this attention, it can actually drain you, it can make you, it can break you.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 and double-edged sword, I would say.
And I like that you say that because it brings me to my next question. What is something that you feel like people misunderstand about you?
One, I would say people think what they see on TV or what they see on social media is 100% who you are. I'm gonna make this very clear. Like, people or the public needs to understand that we people in the public eye only choose to show you what we want you to see, but that does not define us like 100%. Like, we are humans, we also make mistakes, we also get vulnerable, we are not 100% perfect. And also it's very quite it's quite also funny, like people also, like, they can judge you because of the way you dress, like they can name you names because of the way you dress, but in actual sense this is just a dress style. Like, you cannot start judging me, giving me names because of the way I dress, because honestly you don't know me that well. My fans, I need you two people to understand, the public, none of you know artists or celebrities that well for you to come out, start making judgments that she doesn't want this, she doesn't want this. At one point, I wore a Gomez, our traditional, traditional wear,
Yeah.
as Baganda, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, she can wear that." Like, yes, I can.
Why would
If
you
I
not be?
want to,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
The fact that you've never seen me dress like that doesn't mean that I don't dress like that. It's just that this is my brand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want people to get confused. This is my brand. My brand is tomboyish, baggy, Afrocentric. It would be very uncommon if I woke up one morning and I went a whole month dressing like Sabrina, because that is not my brand. Like, people have, like, we are very intentional about this. Like, there's so many artists in this industry that have styles, and I came out the way I like, this is my style. Like, and there's nothing affiliated to it. It doesn't have anything to do with my sexuality. It doesn't have anything to do with the way I act, the way I do things. These are just clothes.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't make you think that someone is a certain way because of the way they dress. So it's one of those things that people don't understand me for, and of course it's okay because everyone has their opinion at the end
Yeah.
of the day. But I just like I would wish if people were more liberal about certain things. Like, don't be so rigid. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. For example, someone can find a woman driving a long trailer and it would shock them. Why did, like,
Why
come
would,
on.
yeah.
Why wouldn't she can drive a 17 tire car. Like, it's very okay. It's there's nowhere it is written that a woman cannot drive a big truck. Like, she can do it, and there's nothing wrong with it, and you should not be so mesmerized by it, and start looking and saying this and
Like,
that.
wow.
What?
I know that exactly what you said about, like, certain times you're doing things because that's the brand, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's not necessarily who you are, but it's just, let's say, a part or like a segment of who you are. And I get that so much because a lot of times I have conversations like with my friends and stuff, and they see, like, let's say people I've interviewed and people I've met. And they're like, what's that person like? And I'm like, she's actually really cool. Like, she's such a cool person, very calm. And they're like, really? She didn't come off of that as that. And I'm like, well, how she comes off is may not necessarily be who she is, So I get what you're saying. What's an opinion? Like, let's stay on that tangent. What's an opinion that would get you cancelled? I don't want to get you cancelled, but what's your most controversial opinion?
I know most of the times people say at the end of the day, marriage is the ultimate goal. But you guys need to understand that men nowadays do not want to get married. However much you people like to pin it on women, women don't want to get married, but at the end of the day, it's the ultimate goal. But have you seen how men don't give a about marriage?
Yeah, some of them marry like as if it's just another thing to get over and done
Others
with.
don't even bother. They don't even want to have kids.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why when we start talking about marriage, the conversation is only rotating around
Women.
female women. Let me tell you, the men, actually, it could be like even the biggest number of men not wanting to get married, not wanting to have kids. There's so many of them. Some of them are even close people to us, like they're friends to us, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I need people to understand that it's okay if someone doesn't want to have kids, if they don't want to reproduce, if they don't want to be with anybody, it's okay. Like, everyone has a right to live life the way
How
they
they
want
want.
it to. But however, I wouldn't want this entire conversation to always be rotating around women. Like, when the conversation comes up, the number one gender is women. Women, they don't want to get. Let me tell you, also men don't want to get married.
Yeah.
And they don't want to have kids. And I don't know, maybe it's just an African culture. Like, it's it's a stereotype. I don't know. Like, it's marriage has to be centered around women, and of course it's understandable. We are the ones who do the reproduction, and make the families bigger. But you people need to understand that this is not a one-sided conversation. Even men don't want to get married. You have friends. You have friends that they will just hook up with somebody and that's it. That's what they want. They don't want anything more than that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this comes out. I actually
No, I don't
give a
think.
I don't even think I
I
would
think.
get
I think. Yeah. Like what
but
you're
I'm
saying is
just
kind
being
of like.
yeah, I'm just being realistic.
Yeah.
That it's not just a one-sided conversation. Yeah, and it's okay for someone to just want to have kids without getting married. Like, the society has changed, and I need people to understand that things are no longer the way they used to be. People have changed. People have been exposed to a lot of things. The knowledge is out there everywhere. Like, so let people be.
Yeah, and that is a controversial take because for the most part I was with you, but when you said it's okay to have kids, I'm like no, I'm like, but like be a responsible parent at the same time. You know what's
Yeah.
happening is a lot of people are just having kids for the sake of having kids, and they're not
Yeah.
even involved. I'm like, no, stop
Yeah.
it, stop
And for
it.
me, I would actually respect someone
Yeah,
who would decide not to have kids because they know they don't have the capacity to be emotionally and financially and support, available. Like,
exactly.
that is way much better than bringing
Yes.
a child into this world and you're never available. Like,
They just
I
bring
would,
a human being into struggle.
yeah,
Why?
you've seen so many of them on the streets, like you know, like where are their parents? These kids are just way too young.
Yeah.
Where are the parents? So for me, I would respect someone who would decide that
I don't want
I
kids
don't want kids
altogether.
because I know I'm not. And I don't know. Like if I watched an interview of John Cena, he was very clear about it. He said, "Me, I don't want to have kids," and my partner understood it, and we had this conversation, and they're very comfortable with it. And I want people to understand it that that's who I am. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, and it's very okay for me. I know I'm gonna get judged for it, but yeah, that's the fact. Like, I don't want to have kids because I know I am not ready to be 100% available.
Yeah.
Right now, you see how kids are very emotional nowadays. Like, they're very deep, very sensitive. You just fail to appear on just 2 or 3 birthdays, and it's gonna have like
Yeah,
an
but like, why are you not coming for 2 or 3 birthdays?
yeah.
What do you mean?
Yes, it's gonna have an impact,
Yeah.
or like on them mentally. So,
Yeah.
when you decide to have kids, better make sure that you're gonna be available.
100%. What's something you can't go a day without?
I can't go a day without my hanky. I need to move with my hanky. What else?
Why in St. Lawrence?
No,
In St. Lawrence,
But-
they beat that into our brains.
but it's a thing that I learned from my father. Like he was an extremely very hygienic person. So you needed to iron from the stockings. You needed to iron everything. You needed to shower,
Yeah.
thoroughly and
Yeah.
be clean. So, like he was this man that would have an allergic reaction when he saw a dirty or a messed up place. So that is why I'm always with my hanky. Even though I have a few allergies to the weather, and I get a little hay fever, but it's always a part of me. What else? What else do I need? What else do I need?
I'm hearing,
Then the other
I'm
thing-
hearing Jayla on the side there whispering some answers.
The other thing, I wouldn't say it right here on camera because I would get cooked for it. Yeah. But
Oh my
Jayla
God,
knows.
are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us off air? Because I'm curious now.
Yeah, I will.
Okay,
Of
cool.
course.
So you are a star in Uganda, but many of us, regardless of what we become, we still have people who we looked up to at certain points in our lives, right? Have you ever been starstruck because you've met like big celebrities and stuff like that? Have you ever been starstruck by anybody?
Yeah, I was starstruck by 50 Cent.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were in LA, and then a friend of mine came and picked me up. We went for dinner. So I think I got there a little bit earlier. So now we seated somewhere. I'm waiting for them, and then this guy just comes out of the elevator, and I'm like,
Did you say hi to him?
no.
What?
I froze, and he went. It is the only proof that I have. It's just my word. Actually, I went back and I told my colleagues I saw 50 Cent. I'm like, bitch, you didn't even take a picture. You didn't even do anything.
you didn't even say hi.
I'm
Like,
guys, I was starstruck. He was walking with a gang of males behind him. Like I just watched him go, and that was it.
and that was that.
Yeah.
You know what? I understand why you'd be starstruck, but 50 Cent, I've heard, is a cool guy. So next time, maybe.
So they always
just be
say
like-
he's a bully, but I don't know.
No,
just-
he's a bully, I think, to people who want
Non-
to be bullied. Like
Who
the
are not
people,
his friends.
Yeah,
If
like
you're
the
not-
people who like Diddy, he bullies Diddy, he bullied okay, Diddy deserves it though. He bullies Floyd Mayweather, like people who
Yeah.
just are annoying in general. But I've noticed that he's a nice guy. Like when you see him in interviews and the way people talk about him,
He's real.
yeah.
Very realistic. Yeah.
What's been the best day of your life so far?
My best day.
And I like asking people who don't have kids this, because everyone who has kids, the day my kid was, enough of that. What's been your best day so far?
I have a couple of those,
Yeah.
by the way, but the day I got signed
Ooh.
to Swanks, that will always be a special day for me.
Do you remember what day it was?
Yeah, it was 9th October 2019.
Independence Day 2019.
I have a tattoo of it. actually.
Oh wow. Oh,
9th October, and then the word baddest, but in Chinese characters.
that's nice.
Yeah, so what else? Also, the day I released my the day of the concert, that was an epic one. My first ever concert, African music. Yeah, I couldn't believe that I made that so much traffic.
How did that feel? Like, let's first unpack that a little bit. Like,
That is
two
when I
years
knew
in.
that, you know what, you actually stuff. Yeah,
I love that.
this is serious.
Yeah.
That's when I actually got the idea that, you know what, you're actually a big deal in this country. See how many people have come through, and mind you, my show was 50K ordinary. Do we have any Ugandan artist that has ever charged
It's
that
like
before
20K.
in a space like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, people,
People showed
knew
up and showed
that I
up.
was worth that money, and they paid. They bought the tables, they bought the tickets. Man, like, I'll never forget that day. Even the
Was
concert itself, it was, like, I had a good time on stage. Like, people enjoyed. Which other day?
was there like sorry about still about the concert? Was there like a moment before the concert or like days before? Because like you said, people were questioning your decision. Like 2 years in and you're already throwing a concert. Like who do you think you are? Type of thing. Was there a second you let doubt get to you, or did you always know? Like no.
No.
Yeah.
No. By the way, it's because I work with people who are, I would say, like, they are, how can I put it? They are positive bullies. I would say, like, they're too positive for life.
Yeah.
Julius, there's nothing you can tell him.
Yeah.
Benon, like, there's nothing. Jailer, they always say, oh, so tono nyo nawe. Ka concert. Wait, we're gonna even do a full stadium. Like, so they knew what was gonna happen. So, like, I fed off that energy, and it held me through that entire period. It's only when I think the only fright that I felt was when I was about to step on stage, because the fireworks was blowing off, and then now it's the time, because imagine a moment where you have no decision, you have to step on stage. There's nothing like
Yep.
getting cold feet. So yeah, that was when I felt a little bit of fright. I was like, am I gonna be able to manage this stage for all these hours? Am I gonna be able to do it? Am I gonna give my people a good show? They've paid a lot of money for it, so all those questions were running through my mind.
Yeah.
But when I stepped on that stage, everything just, I felt at peace. And being that I was able to do that, I don't think I've ever had any stage fright as huge as that one. Of
Yeah.
course, there's always a little few things that come in. For example, when I was going for the Trace Awards, the performance. Of course, I had a little fright, and it actually even I could feel it in my voice, because when I watched that recording of this performance, I could feel like I had some little fright. The confidence was being shaken a little bit, but the one for African music will all be the ultimate one. It was proper stage fright.
Wow. And first of all, that concert must have been such a huge milestone. You said the day you signed to
Yeah,
Swans, the day of the concert.
Yeah.
You were going to give us another one.
Another one, I'm looking.
Okay. While you're looking, you've spoken about having like stage fright and being afraid to like some not afraid per se, but nerves. What do you do about those nerves before you go on stage? Like, give us some tips, because sometimes those nerves can be crippling, eh?
Yeah, I know. The good thing is, I know I have great music. I know people love it.
Talk your shit.
I know people
I love it.
Yeah, I know people love the music, because the moment the song starts playing, of course, that noise is what washes away that entire fright. And when you get on there, I know I'm in control. This is my space. This is my time. Yeah, I got all of you covered. So let's do this.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't get to happen, I take what? A shot. One time I take shot. I take shot one or
Is there
two.
a preferred? You don't have to say a brand, like the type. Is it like whiskey, tequila, vodka.
Can I be very open with you?
Please go ahead.
I'm a big fan of. Oh my God, you guys are gonna cook me for this. But I'm a big fan of local brew.
Now that's a plot
Bamuita
twist.
bamuita
I'm sorry.
kabao. Bamuita kabao. I would just sip like a shot.
Yeah.
Because you know why? I don't
Yeah.
like these other brands, because Ugandans are so fond of selling fake alcohol.
Facts.
Yeah, like you take it and before you know it, you're feeling a lot of headache. Stuff is happening. You're having a crazy hangover. So Ugandans are always putting counterfeit, stuff on the market, and that is why I don't like those whiskeys or those bottles, unless if it's an expensive bottle, maybe like the Blue Label. Maybe I'll take that one, but I would prefer to take crude cabao, 2 shots.
Jayla is
And
side eyeing you.
yeah, and we we always used to take it for for stomach complications.
Yes.
You could tell your father, Daddy, I'm feeling my stomach is rumbling a little bit, and then he would just give you a shot, and then you sort it. So it's not like I overuse it. I'll just take like 2 shots, and then I'm good.
Now let's talk about if you could have an endless supply of something. Like they've told you you're going to get this for life. No paying. What would it be?
Not paying.
Yeah. Endless supply of something. What
Do
are you
they
getting?
have? Is there endless supplies of electricity?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Electricity.
because I spend a lot of money on electricity. Can someone supply me with endless yaka?
That's a good one.
Yeah, but yeah, if it is food stuff, I love juice. I'm a juice person. Passion fruit mixed with mangoes. Yeah, I'm a big fan
And
of
a
that.
shot of vodka guy.
Yeah, and a shot of that guy.
That brandless drink.
Yeah, that brandless drink. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
What else would it be? An endless supply of sneakers. Oh my
Oh.
God.
You look like somebody who has like an already endless supply of sneakers. Like the way you
These ones, I buy them. It's my money. But imagine I just order a pair and then they just
And they
come
just show
through
up.
and there's nothing gonna be billed on my card.
What's your favorite sneakers? Because I know like sneakerheads have like a sneaker that they feel like, yeah, that's the one. Which one is that for you?
Honestly, I would just say maybe a brand. I like Nikes. I like Jordans. And right now I'm this is Balenciaga. There's a brand. There's a name for it. I've just forgotten it. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of sneakers. Sometimes it's not even just about the brand. Sometimes the sneaker just looks nice, and yeah, I would pay $400-$500 for it, and we get it.
And the Jordans have had their moment. They've had their moment.
Yeah.
We've given Michael Jordan way too much money. So
yeah.
you mentioned you like juice, but let's talk about food. If you could eat something, one meal for the next 5 years,
Oh. Jesus.
what meal is that you're committing to?
Because I'm not a person of food.
Yeah, you don't look like a foodie at all.
I'm not a foodie. But I'm a fan of local food. Yes, of course, you guys like, these dishes, urban dishes, cuisines, but I'm a person of local food. Njagala nnyo emmere y'omu luwombo, enva z'omu luwombo, chicken luwombo, matoke and guinness luwombo, binyebwa, guinness and meat luwombo. I'm not a fan of fish. I don't like seafood. It's not like anything happens to me when I take it, but
You just don't like it.
I'm not a big fan, or maybe because of the smell and the taste. I don't know. I'm not just a big fan of seafood. Yeah.
So which one of those would it be? What you're eating it every day until 5 years are up?
I think I would have matoke and cassava every day with guinness on the side and chicken wombo. I would have that every day.
Okay.
And greens maybe. And yeah.
That sounds reasonable. And you know, like when I ask this question, people are like, "Hey, for 5 years."
By the way, I'm a
But
big fan of cassava.
you think
Like, yeah,
you like cassava?
yeah, cassava chips, cassava, boiled cassava. In every, taste,
You would take it
I would take it.
in any shape or form that
In
it
any
comes.
shape, in any form, I would take it. Yeah.
I hear you. So I was saying, like back in school, when we were in high school, if you studied in Uganda and you went to boarding school, you'll know that
I know.
it's possible to eat one meal for 5 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
now
yeah.
we ate posho and you guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that when I leave school, I'll never want to eat posho and beans again. But here we are.
Yeah.
I sometimes
Once-
crave posho.
Yeah,
So
me too. Once in a while.
so random. If you could listen to one artist for the next 5 years, that's not you. Don't say me. Who would it be?
I will listen to Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Timberlake, I'm a big fan of that. Okay. And who else? Okay, Burna Boy. I'll listen to him, but then I don't think for 5 years.
You have to listen to this one person for 5 years. So you can't pick more than one. You've picked Timberlake.
I would pick only one
Yeah.
between Brandy and Timberlake.
Between them two.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one because they both have a very wide
Yeah, catalog.
yes,
Yeah.
a very wide catalog.
Yeah.
That's fair. Burna Boy, you might finish in like the next 2 years, but Justin Timberlake may have more.
Yeah.
But all those are really good picks, so I get that. Final question, and then we get to the games. If crime was legal for a day, what crime would you commit?
I would eliminate. and the is that much
The
better?
podcast is done.
Is that much better?
Somehow you made it worse. Like
Eliminate. Eliminate is just removing.
Like okay, like let's say in this
I would
hypothetical world,
neutralize. It's
it
all
just keeps getting worse.
it's the only crime that I would do. The
That's
rest of
only
the yeah.
everything else is
Because
yeah.
they are all doing wrong things. Like it's even criminal to criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just be giving out what they're dishing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I
They'll
think
be having a test of their own
on that
medicine.
note, we have come to the end of
Please
the
don't take that
podcast.
out.
Please don't take. We won't take it out. We won't take it out. We will just beep out the majority of those things, I think. But before I let you go, we're gonna play a little game. That was so funny. We're gonna play a little game. Earlier on the show, we talked about your writing process and your creative writing process because we're gonna play a little game of songs that you've written. And I'm gonna say the lyrics, and then you're going to let me know which song it is. Why is it that I lose control every time that you come around? Oh yeah. You wrote this song.
Oh, Love Panic.
Yes.
It is Love Panic. Vinka.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So that is Love Panic, Vinka. You want a daughter and a son, or maybe more?
That is Nakawede.
Okay.
Zafaran.
Okay, this is now proving to be so easy for you.
Yeah.
I'm getting stressed out. Next one. Put your body on me. Go down low. Let me say. Let me say. I think we should have a timer. 5, 4. Should I tell you what it is, or you want to guess?
Tanzania.
You used to back up this artist.
Eddie Kenzo.
Yes.
Oh.
But that one has come from first, so it doesn't count. It's Eddie Kenzo and Harmonize, Inabana. Inabana? Is that how it's pronounced? Inabana.
Oh, did I even? Oh yeah, I wrote bits of that song.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And the final one. Baby, you capture my face like TV. You knock me out like cocktail martini. And you are on this song as well.
is that Elevated?
No. Baby, you capture my face like TV. You knock me out like cocktail martini.
Oh, harder.
Yes.
Yeah, with Elijah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. And
okay.
actually, that part,
Mm-hmm.
Elijah wrote it. Those very lyrics.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
So it was you co-wrote it as
Yeah,
well.
we co-wrote it as well, but he wrote those. He contributed those.
Okay, you get a pass on that one. You get a pass on that one. And that's about it. But now, before I let you go, final game so that we get to know what you prefer, like what your preferences are in certain situations. This game is called This or That.
Okay.
So you're not going to give us context. You're just going to say this, that, da, 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 da.
No context.
No
although
context, no
That's
explanation.
dangerous.
Okay, hot or cold? Where has your mind gone, Azawi? Hot or cold?
Hot.
Why did the hot come from so far? Beach or nature?
Beach.
Beach, eh?
Beach.
Okay.
Beach.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Sneakers or Crocs?
Come on. Come on. Sneakers.
Sneakers or loafers?
Sneakers.
All black or all white?
All black.
BMW, Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Mac or PC?
Mac.
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 Minimal or Maximo?
Maximo.
90s or 2000s?
90s.
Lights off or lights on?
Lights off.
Lights-
Turn the lights off.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
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 Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Sweet. Sweet.
That's about it. You've not given us context. We shall ask about those lights off next time. Thank you so much for coming through, Azawi.
Oh,
This has
lights
been
on.
this has been such a blast,
Yeah,
and
sure.
it's been amazing having you on the podcast. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation and falling in. And the year is wrapping up. So, is there anything that we should be looking forward to from your end?
Yeah, of course, it's gonna be no music.
Yeah.
I might surprise you guys and add you another bunch.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right.
So just keep your eyes, open for anything. Of course, I'm always about music, performances, traveling. That's it. There's nothing more. No drama, apparently. Of course, I've been in a little drama, but I don't think we're gonna end the year with any type of drama.
I hope not. But speaking of, when Elijah was here, I asked him, "Who is your favorite person at Swangs Avenue?" So I have to ask you the same question. Who is your favorite person at Swangs?
That motherfucker. That very motherfucker.
And you know what? His answer was Azawi as well. Like he was like, Azawi is my favorite person.
Yeah.
So you guys are besties. No, she has already answered Bambi Jayla.
That one is never swang.
She's never there.
Yeah, she's always with clients up and down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
it's Jayland. Staka.
Don't put Jayla there as a sympathy prize.
If I add Jayla, then I have to add Julius. That makes it
Okay.
very complicated.
So Elijah it is.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been Azawi and we've been at Zest. You've been watching It's Never That Serious. Zest is located in Kololo, the same place as Otta. So make sure you fall in and have yourselves a fantastic time. Have lunch, have drinks. Have the time of your lives. It's December. So we have to do the things we do in December, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. You've been watching It's Never That Serious. My name is Sabrina. Dressed by STW. Go check out their Instagram and get your dirty December outfits. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time a new video comes up. Bye.